Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler. I have been a massage therapist, a licensed massage therapist, that is. I do want to make that distinction, for about 12 years. And I wanted to talk about it and start making some videos about my experiences as a massage therapist, what it's been like, and so on and so forth. People have been asking about it, both colleagues and clients. What is it all about? And I think I can speak on it after about 12 years worth of experience, but I do want to start by just saying that this is an odd time to be recording. It's There's a weird motorized sound in the background. I apologize for the dog groomers came to a neighbor's house across the way, but as limited as my time is these days, I just wanted to make sure I got this video out. So hopefully you don't mind that. At any rate, I could talk about being employed, being self-employed, and being an independent contractor. I have done all three, and those are things that a lot of massage therapists think about and ask questions about, and things that they could possibly experience in either or those capacities, rather. Um, Being employed is probably the easiest route you could go as far as, well, you don't have to market yourself. You don't have to worry about getting your schedule booked and things like that. That's all usually done for you via your employer. They usually have like a staff that handles that sort of thing, and all your supplies are there for you. You know, your lotions, your oils, your creams, your sheets. There's usually a table provided for you as well. Um, and it's just an easier thing to do. It's just like going to your 9 to 5, any other job. You go in, you go home, and it's very convenient. However, your pay is at the discretion of your employer, right? So this is why some massage therapists prefer being self-employed, and being self-employed though can be more complicated because you have to be business minded. You do have to market yourself, and you have to be out there convincing people that you are the right person to be their therapist. And so gaining a clientele can be difficult as a self-employee. Um, but the rewards are there either way. So even though you may think it's more difficult trying to get out on your own, I know some people, they just prefer that. They like having more control, and it can also seem like you are making more money in a way, but it's not necessarily true, mind you, because you still have things that you gotta pay for when you are self-employed. You gotta pay for all of your supplies, and if you are marketing yourself, you may have to pay for certain events that you are, or products and what have you, just to make sure that you are getting your name out there, right? And there's overhead. There's lots of things that you may not have necessarily taken into account for, things that you had to pay for that you didn't expect. If you want to have your own space, there's leasing agreements, so on and so forth. And I'm very familiar with all that stuff, having been down that road myself. And independent contracting, it is almost like being employed, although you kind of are functioning like an employee to some extent. Okay, so you still are making an arrangement with whoever you're contracting with as far as your pay is concerned. The split, I think, traditionally, or commonly, shall I say, is usually about a 60-40 of what I've come to encounter for the most part. However, that could be different depending on who you're contracting with. But my experiences with most contracting gigs is they will still offer up supplies to you. And the only thing that you really do have to supply for yourself may just be the medium that you use for your massage, the lotions, the creams, the oils, right? Also, you may be at the mercy sometimes of what some things that contractor may want you to do that you may not be wanting to do yourself. But the nice thing about independent contracting is you do get to take home more pay with you for the most part. Um, However, I have found that people usually don't tip as generously as a contractor as opposed to just being an employee. And that's another thing you have to remember too. If you are self-employed, is you can either just charge a flat rate of some kind, or you have to make sure that you make some kind of indication that gratuities are welcomed and also encouraged. And so yeah, it's a weird game, but rewarding, very rewarding. And the greatest thing I would say about having been a massage therapist all these years, 12 years later, is knowing that I am indeed helping people overcoming all kinds of pain issues, dysfunctions, and what have you. And that is why I still do it to this day. I cannot express to you enough, though, how being a massage therapist, it not only changes the lives of people that you are working on, but it also, changes you. It really does. And you're dealing with not just the human body, but you're also dealing with human emotions, and that's how it can really change you. And if I may use this terminology, there's like this part-time psychiatry gig, and I'm using that term loosely. Okay, don't take that as we are licensed professionals in that field to be handling psychiatric scope of or something like that. But anyway, what I'm getting at with that is people will talk to you. They will tell you about their lives. They'll talk to you about their problems, and sometimes it can get kind of heavy, okay? And if you're not willing to deal with something like that, I don't recommend becoming a massage therapist. There are ways to mitigate that, of course. What I would recommend, probably the biggest thing that you should do as a massage therapist is, of course, you want to be inviting. You want to be welcoming, being hospitable, because that's what makes people return to you. You want to make sure that you are providing a good massage. Yes, but people also want to come to somebody that they feel comfortable with. And so what you have to try to do for yourself, though, is leave it at work and don't take it home with you or in other areas of your life. And also, try to be sparing with how much you reveal about yourself. I'm not saying that you can't be personable, but you don't have to tell everybody your life story either as a massage therapist. Remember, there's a power dynamic there, and you're usually in the position as a massage therapist as the one that's in the more powerful state, and because the person's laying on the table and most of the time not fully dressed, right? And they tend to be more in the more vulnerable state. So you have to consider that and be aware of how they may be feeling about the situation. Which then brings me into, I guess, just being a massage therapist itself, aside from how you're making your money. It's just the practice of massage therapy now that I want to talk about for a little bit. It's an ever-changing field. The way I used to deliver massage when I first started out is, definitely not the same it was or it is now. And it changes, well, I would dare say probably yearly, but I noticed that who I was as a body worker significantly changed after 5 years, and so on and so forth, and let alone 10 years, right? And you find your groove, and I think that's a huge obstacle that a lot of new therapists have to learn to overcome, is trying to figure out how to be comfortable as a body worker, finding a flow and things like that. And I can certainly do more talks or even videos or possibly even demonstrations about finding your groove. But for the sake of this video, again, I'm just talking about my experiences, and so it's more generalized things, not getting too specific at this time. Um, but it's a healing environment, and it's very, very personal. You are, okay. Do I have to state the obvious? You are touching people. Um, and I hear that all the time from a lot of other folks. It's like, I could not do what you do because you have to touch people. Well, yeah, then don't do it. It's just as simple as that. But that's what's funny though is on a I actually am not the most touchy feely person on earth. It's kind of funny. People think, well, you're a massage therapist, so you must like touch. I do, but it's a bizarre thing. I don't know how to explain that one, but hey, maybe it is because I'm so used to just, having my hands on the human body so much. Maybe that's why I get turned off to touch all the time. Um, but no, I've also met other people in the business. They can't seem to get enough of it. There's people out there who are just kind of huggy, or they put the hand on the shoulder, things like that, and that's all well and good. Um, but yeah, it is a very interesting field, and it can be lucrative in addition to just being rewarding. Um, and I want to talk about that too, because a lot of people will say, well, there's not really any money in it. Well, it depends on how much effort you put into it also. It can be. It can certainly be a lucrative career. It depends on what you put into it. That's all I can tell you about that. And let's see, what else could I get into? If you have, questions about what it means to be a massage therapist, or things that you would like to see some content, I'll see what I can do. Leave a comment. I'll make sure my email is made available to you in the description. And yeah, I would just say stay tuned. If you're interested in learning more about massage therapy, I want to talk about personal care also, things that you should do for yourself. Again, more general, broad statements. If you really want to last in this field, you do need to make sure that you are making do and taking care of yourself. Self-care is, it's paramount. How are you supposed to help take care of others if you're not even taking care of yourself? So, at this point, I'm going to have to say that, once again, if you just want to learn more about it, just stay tuned. I'll produce more stuff for you. And again, feel free to leave a comment or send me an email or something to that effect. More to come soon. Thank you.